Oh, everybody's here just wants to give you another hug, Nancy. So on the basketball court, you're cool, right? Because you know you shine. And then once you're off, what is going on in the mind? What are the voices saying to you?
It's kind of like, hurry up, go sit down, hide. Just go in your rabbit hole so no one can take pictures or stare. My mom even tells me that it's not always gonna be the same. There's always gonna be people that stare and take pictures.
Right, and your parents are very tall. So when you go home, does the confidence return because you've got this tall family to lean on?
It does. I mean, it's like I'm with average people. Yeah. But then, I mean, once I walk through a doorway, I mean, of course, I have to
You still have
do a little dip.
One place where these women rarely find a perfect fit is when they are shopping. It can be an exasperating adventure when you stand at a height well above the average. Take a look.
Any idea what we want?
Anything long.
I hate clothes shopping because nothing ever really fits me. I can't walk.
It's like made for like a 12-year-old.
No, that's a hard one.
For one boob, yes.
Exactly. It's not that she's big, she's just tall and long. And it would cost extra to have something made for her.
Oh, this looks so comfortable.
You need length.
Yeah, like this is not gonna fit.
Right.
So frustrating.
Now, I try to get the closest to your size.
Oh.
Yeah.
My something blue.
Yeah, you're something blue.
That might, all right, you know what?
You know how, like, Cinderella's like...
All of us can fit on here if you want to have a party. And
I love it. The hardest piece of furniture to find is probably going to be either the bed or the couch. I really need a seat that it has a deep frame because my legs are as long as they are.
It is a challenge shopping.
It is.
It is.
That has got to be so frustrating. And people might say, well, don't you just get all of your clothes custom made? That's expensive.
Yes.
These are really
yes. I'm gonna need you to know just because we're tall does not mean that we have bigger wallets. You know what I mean?
Full-length pants
Right.
on
Yeah,
an
these are
average
full-length
person
pants, but
works
they are
as capris.
Have you, any of you ever gotten clothes custom made for you?
Only for like acting jobs. You know
A
what
special
I mean?
occasion.
I don't remember the last time I walked into a store and bought pants that fit, like, how maybe high school.
Pants are tricky. I usually have to get custom when it comes to pants, but I do buy things off the rack, and you just have to accept that they're gonna fit your body differently than they fit an average heighted person. This skirt, for example, is probably supposed to be mid-calf, whereas it comes down to just about
Dresses
my
are always look so
but it
short
still
and
looks
skirt.
cute, so I go with it.
Okay, let's talk about shoe size. Okay. What, Nancy, what size?
I mean, these flats are 13, but I guess it depends on the brand of the shoe.
Yeah,
That's true.
Like,
It does a lot.
Usually 15, 13 range
15,
in women.
13. Okay, 13 and 15.
Just
okay.
depends on the brand.
And Haley?
These are 12s.
12.
Yeah.
Colleen?
I'm at 11.
It's
not too bad. It's not too bad.
And then
13.
13.
Yeah.
There has to be, how do you find a 15, Nancy?
I pray.
You
go online and just look it
Just
up.
online. Colleen, what's the one thing that you want to rock so badly if you could find it?
Hot heels.
Yeah, like
I
the
have
what? The
one
Nordstrom
pair.
shoes?
I have one pair of heels that are awesome and hot, and I always wear them in Vegas. Because in Vegas, I'm just one of the freaks along with everybody else.
Okay, Lindsay, the one thing you want to rock so badly if you can find it.
I would love a cute little summer dress because typically I'm very broad-shouldered and, you know, so it's like I just want one that comes to my waist, you know, that fits nicely and it's perfect. That's all I want.
Okay. Now, much like shopping, for these women, traveling in trains, planes, and automobiles can be extremely tricky. You'll see when we come back.
The person next to you will start an elbow war. You're like, girl, you don't want to start an elbow war with me.
Welcome back to My Giant Life Big Update. Another area the show highlighted, and I think a lot of people probably take for granted, is travel. These women endured a ton just trying to get from point A to point B. Their bodies simply aren't designed for conventional travel.
Flying is a nightmare. Ow. I can't fit in cars like this. Like, my head is hitting the roof.
Don't hit my head. You hit my head. Ugh. Ow, you pinched me! I hate riding in the backseat of a car, let's just say that.
You good?
Yeah. I'm just hitting my femurs every time.
Okay. Stop.
My legs aren't fitting. Let's just try, and I'll just try and lean to the side so you can see.
Okay. Well, I can kind of see.
I feel like a baby giraffe right now.
Oh!
Yeah, so did I.
That was only a half full.
Right. Okay,
Yeah.
let's talk about travel. I'm telling you, like I said, I'm 5'6". Sometimes, like, my knees are touching the seat in front of me. How do you possibly fly in an airplane?
Marry a shorter man and steal his leg room.
Or you just steal everybody else's leg room. I'd be like, all right, we all know how this is gonna go down.
And if they recline the seat, you get knee until they put it back up.
Right. You have like territory wars. Like, it's serious. It gets real.
No.
The people in front of you, they like, because you accidentally nudge them, you know, because your knees are hitting. You don't have a choice. It just happens, right? So then they'll lean their chair back and go, ugh. Or the person next to you will start an elbow war. You're like, girl, you don't want to start an elbow war with me,
So it's
right?
drama when
I
you're
do have to
traveling.
say, if you gotta play the sad puppy dog and go to the desk before you get on the flight, and you're like, do you see these legs?
Yes.
And 9 times out of 10, they're very accommodating.
Are they?
Yeah.
They should always give you the exit row.
There's also the annoying thing where they charge like $150 now
That's
to
not
sit in
right.
the emergency room. Right, because I'm gonna need you to know, I don't need to conform to normal society. I need normal society to try to make me feel more welcome. Right. So how am I supposed to accept myself and have people accept me when I'm sitting there squished up like that? You know,
It's
like
hard.
emergency exit row, at least it's like a normal seat.
It's
For
hard.
I
us
try to
tall
trick
very
the
hard.
person in front to think that their seat's broken. So right about that time that we reach the height where you can put your seat back, I push as hard as I can there, and then when they push the button, they're like,
Okay. We talked a lot about the advantages of being tall, but as you are about to see, there are also many perks to living life on high. Check it out.
One of the greatest things about being tall, there isn't one surface in my house that I can't reach.
and as you can see, I've added a fruit rack that you can't reach, but I can.
Well, you know what you say. If I can't find it,
Look up.
Look up.
Being tall and being big has been a huge blessing in my life because I got to play college volleyball and get my school paid for.
The best thing about being tall is I'd have to say I can see pretty much like above everybody's heads. Like there's never a time when I can't see what's going on, right?
you have an aerial perspective of what's going on. I see here, you see everything.
The best thing about being tall is getting opportunities that other people can't or don't get. Basketball, for example, I'm getting a scholarship.
You get to reach the top shelf, or you can clean the ceiling fan.
Right.
Sometimes it's nice to stand out.
Yeah,
in the crowd,
it is,
don't you think?
definitely.
Yes, absolutely.
You never get lost.
Yeah, you never get lost. You create your own dance floor at concerts, because no one's standing within 10 feet of me.
You must have questions for each other.
Yeah.
So, Colleen, I'm going to start with you.
Okay.
Who would you like to ask a question to?
I want to ask Nancy a question.
Okay.
Yes.
Nancy, now that you're a star, do your classmates and teammates treat you any differently?
They do.
Yeah.
They're owning me now.
Oh, they are?
It's kind of
Oh,
like,
okay.
oh, hey,
It's cool to be
she
a
goes to
friend.
my school, let's be best friends.
Oh,
and it's
yeah.
kind of just
That's
like,
how does that make you feel, though?
I don't like it. Like,
It feels like insincere, right?
it's like you were just making fun of me
Yeah.
for being tall. And then
And
now
now
you
we're
want
best
to
friends.
own
Yeah,
me because
yeah.
I'm on national TV. It's
That's why I
just,
hate high school.
Yeah, it is high school drama.
It
So
is.
just leave
It
it
is.
there.
they
It
just
is.
want to be there and say, oh, I know Nancy. Or,
Yeah, exactly.
Okay, Nancy, who do you have a question for?
I want to ask Colleen. So, do you have a man now?
Oh! Nancy's getting all deep. I thought she was going to say, can you give me advice for getting through high school? No.
Right,
She wants
right.
to know about
She's
your
going
dating
for
life.
the dirt. There is somebody in my life that respects the path that I'm on, and we don't necessarily have title boyfriend,
So he's
girlfriend.
not your, like, you don't say, this is my man, this is my boo, this is, you know.
My babe.
No, I don't.
You don't, okay.
But we know how we feel about each other, and to me, that's all that matters.
Okay.
Yeah, and it really is.
So will he appear on a red carpet with you?
If he would like to.
Okay.
If that's his journey, I welcome it.
Okay, great. Okay, Hejli?
Also for Colleen.
Wow.
Well, it's just my fellow volleyball player.
Okay.
Obviously, Brian and I are preparing to be long distance and marriage and stuff because I am going to go play. What was your, like, if you were to give one advice about going and playing in the distance or whatever, like, what would your biggest career advice be? Because you played professional volleyball.
I did. Overseas contracts don't mean the same that they mean here. So even though you sign a contract, it doesn't necessarily mean that you're going to get paid. So if I were to go back and do it again, I would enjoy the entire experience. I would enjoy the travel, meeting new people, being immersed in different cultures, taking in all the food, and not being so concerned with the contract I signed to play.
Let's talk about social media. You know, social media can be fantastic. Then it could just be make you crazy. What have your experiences been like, Nancy, using social media? And, you know, been good and bad, hasn't it?
I mean, a majority of it has been positive, but then there's like one or two little people that want to be negative.
Right.
And I did get a message that said, you need to go to your pediatrician to get checked out for Marfan syndrome.
That is the syndrome where...
It's a syndrome for tall people, and you can die from it.
They just automatically thought that you might have this syndrome. They didn't even know you or anything.
No, they did not know me. They sent me an article on it, and I mean, I've been tested. I'm fine.
These people have too much time on their hands.
No, yeah, like I'm fine.
God forbid we just have tall periods.
Right.
But do you get tweets like that? Do you get messages on Facebook?
Oh, yeah,
hey,
rude
is there
things.
something wrong with you physically?
Yeah. A lot of that, and then a lot of like guys are like, oh, I love tall women. Let me worship you. And it's like, don't objectify me. You know what I mean?
Now, when you're ultra tall, you hear it all, the same questions over and over. Am I right, ladies?
Yes.
Absolutely.
Yes. Let's take a look at some of the dumb questions we saw people asking you.
You look beautiful.
You're amazing. Thank you.
Gorgeous.
Oh, you look taller.
You're tall, and I'll say, you're observant.
Yo, you play pro basketball?
People often ask me if I eat a lot, and even in the grocery store, they inspect my basket. Like, what does this girl eat to make her so tall that makes you 6'9"?
They just, out of the blue, say, oh my gosh, you're tall.
He wants a picture too.
Ready? Okay.
1, 2, 3.
Thank you.
No problem.
How tall you are?
6'9".
Okay, so what is the one question you never want to hear again?
It's not necessarily a question, but people all the time say, you're tall. Don't tell me I'm tall.
I know.
I know I'm tall.
That's exactly right. You know, it's not the questions, it's the statement. You should be playing basketball. How are you gonna tell me what I should be doing?
Right.
You don't know me.
Right, seriously.
As we have seen, being tall can be annoying, frustrating, exasperating, but it can also be pretty great. Nancy, Hejli, Lindsi, and Colin have also had some amazing times. Here are just a few.
We're getting married!
I think it's one.
Oh my gosh.
You can't cry, I'm gonna cry. I always thought that the guy has to be taller than the girl. And I totally bought into that for 20 years of my life. And it wasn't until I met Brian that I really understood and realized that it was an emotional thing that I needed. And Brian makes me feel so protected and beautiful. Like I'm his and I'm treasured.
Oh, that's how it is.
Awesome.
I'm feeling more confident than ever. Going to prom was the best feeling ever. I felt like I was on top of the world.
When my father left my mother, he remarried and had a son.
We're talking to
I've never been happier. My father and I, we have a future. That's cool. But it's not gonna be as awesome as ours.
You've always been there for me, and I love you. My baby.
If only you two weren't gay, I'd be good to go.
If only.
1,
2, 3.
Okay.
Oh, jeez.
Harder than it looks.
I'm ready to use my height as an asset instead of as a liability. And things are looking up. Almost as high as I am.
Now, before we go, I want to know what is in your immediate and near future. Nancy, I think you're going to be going to college, right?
I am.
You are?
I'm looking at colleges now, and I plan on to commit in November.
Do you know where you think you want to go?
Not yet.
Not
I'm
yet?
still looking around, but I'm excited.
Okay, Lindsay, you've got some big news in regards to your acting career. You have landed a big gig.
Yeah, I did. I'm a guest star for Grey's Anatomy.
That's amazing.
Yeah, they're a great show,
Right, tell me about the character that you play.
Basically, I have the Morphin disease, the role that I play. She's a 7'2" tall woman, but she thinks she's 6'6". So it kind of shows more, usually I play like an overly kind of aggressive fighter type, and it really gets to the insight of who we actually are as unusually tall women or uniquely tall women.
Okay, Colleen, you just graduated from culinary school, right?
I did,
Okay,
yeah.
what's your specialty?
I do savory food for the most part. I do some desserts, but I am partner in 2 businesses, both of which encompass my culinary skills.
You better invite us over to dinner, lady. I'm telling you, we're... All right, now, Hejli, you're gonna go overseas to play pro volleyball. Okay, so that means you're gonna be away from the hubby for a while.
That's okay. We've been together now 2.5 years, and we've been long distance 2 of them. We're not afraid of distance. We knew we were gonna get married after our first kiss. That's what he told me, and it's a little bit more distance.
If somebody said, okay, look, I'm gonna give you another life and you can be an average sized person, would you be one?
No.
Colleen, you're like,
I don't know, maybe. I mean, I've done this already. It's been a great adventure. Another adventure would be awesome.
I mean, I think I would give it a try. Like,
Yeah.
I wouldn't go, I'd probably go a day, just see what it's like to be
It
average.
depends if it's like 5'5" average or if it's like 6'2" average.
Yeah, like
what kind of
6'2"
average
and
are we
smaller
talking
feet,
about?
so you find cute shoes.
If I had smaller feet, I'd be like, I'd have a whole closet full of sneakers, you know, but like.
I want to thank Hejli, Colleen, Lindsay, and Nancy for letting us all into their lives and standing up to the many challenges that you have faced. From family matters and dating dilemmas to fitting in and standing out, you have all shown remarkable grace in the most trying of situations. Thank you for sharing. We wish you all the best. And thank you for joining us. Bye-bye.
Thank you.